Hey, good morning. I am so glad that you're here today, and we are going to be covering what to do once you have your WordPress site set up. So, if you have set up a domain for your site, you've installed WordPress, and now you have a theme selected, now you're ready to take that next step and start thinking about some of the strategies that you might want to use going forward. So we're going to talk about that today, and I'm going to just walk you through a few things that you might want to think about. So what you're going to learn here is that, once your site is installed, the big question is, what will you do next? We're going to talk about 3 strategies that you can use to move ahead. We'll talk about the pros and cons of each strategy, and we'll talk about the strategy that we recommend. So when you're trying to select a launch strategy, you want to think about your goals. You want to keep in mind that your blog, your website, or your shop should be focused on conversions. Conversions is the name of the game. That's the one term that you want to keep in mind as you go through this process. So you want to turn visitors into leads, and you want to turn customers into raving fans. So you're not just going to have a site that sits there. You want a site that really does the heavy lifting. And so you want to transform your visitors or your traffic or the people who come to your site into reliable sources of revenue. And that's going to enable you to really, once you get one system down pat, once you get one strategy, one product, one way of earning money down pat, then you're going to be able to expand and launch multiple streams of income. And the thing that you want to do is you want to make this as painless as possible. So that means you don't want to have to go through a whole lot of extra stuff to transition to another stream of income. You just want to be able to add more streams of income as you get better and better at marketing your business. So you want to do things like quizzes and surveys. You definitely want to generate leads and build a list. Now, maybe you haven't selected a theme that has all the bells and whistles, but at a minimum, you need to start your business generating leads and building your list. So if you have, let's say that you've chosen a free theme, you want to make sure that there's some functionality there that will allow you to generate leads and build your list. You also want to do things like create and sell courses. You want to sell different types of products. Maybe you want to offer services. And you also want, if you select a theme, you want to make sure that you have a theme that will provide you with regular updates, as well as done for you templates. When you have templates already established with the colors and the fonts and all of your branding already set up, that's going to make creating content so much easier. You also want to think about, offering subscriptions and memberships. That means that you're going to have premium content that maybe you provide to people who subscribe. And then for people who don't subscribe, you can have another set of content that you offer for free. The other thing that you want to do is you want to be able to test. Testing is going to help you to really optimize your WordPress site, and it's going to enable you to understand what's working and what is not working with your audience. So you want to be able to take 2 titles and test them against each other, title A and title B. And you want to make sure that you are working with the best possible titles, forms, and pages. The ones that are going to get the most clicks, the most engagement, the most sales. You also want to be able to manage testimonials. So testimonials sell products. So you want to make sure that you have a system in place that manages testimonials so that you can let people know that yes, people are actually getting results with your products and services. You also want to include countdown timers. Countdown timers make it so easy to have a sale, to host an event, to let people know that they have a certain amount of time. Let's say that you have a sale, it starts on Friday, it ends on Monday. You can set up countdown timers and tools that will actually automatically start your sale on Friday and end it on Monday without you having to go in and make those manual updates. You also want to have a theme or plugins or any tools that you might use. You want to make sure that there is training and support so that you can get the most out of those tools. And last but not least, you want to make sure that these are tools that will allow you to set things up without coding and without technical skills. Okay, so here are some of the strategies that we're going to recommend, and we're going to talk about the pros and cons of each. So, of course, there's strategy number one, where you might be wanting to use a free theme and a mix of free plugins. Now, this is going to be the most economical strategy, right? So maybe you have a tight budget and you're just not seeing the benefit, or even maybe you're just not able to afford some of the more pricey tools. And so you've decided that a conversion focused website is a nice to have, but you can't afford it right now. So you selected a free or a low cost WordPress plugin that looks good, but it has limited functionality. Now, it allows you to add a lead generation form to your site, but it doesn't allow for a lot of flexibility when it comes to customizing that form, or when it comes to where you can place it, as well as reporting. So your plan is to upgrade to a better functioning theme when your business takes off. So let's look at the pros and cons. So the pros are there are low upfront costs, which means that's going to be a good solution for a tight budget. Lots of free options in the WordPress repository. So there are a lot of free and low-cost themes in the WordPress repository that you can use. They're usually easy to install, and they allow you to get started right away. You may have a good-looking site that does the basics, and at this point, that is all you're interested in, right? And then the ease of use eliminates the learning curve and the need for extensive training. Now, the cons are, in our opinion, what is a good-looking site that does little, if anything, for your business? When you're using free plugins, especially when you have a free theme and then you're trying to put together or piece together various plugins, you may have compatibility issues, which means that will cause technical problems for you and for your customers. So that could be something that might distract or take away from your ability to earn money. Slower site speed from bloated or poorly coded plugins. Now, a lot of the free plugins and free themes don't really offer you a lot of support either. So you want to think about that, because in the beginning, especially as a new business owner, you're going to need support. You're going to need someone that if you have a problem, you can either do a text or a chat, and you can get on the phone with the company and they can walk you through solutions. There's no unified dashboard, which means you're having to go out to 10 plus different tools to get information about that tool, or to even track, how well it's working. No built-in monetization strategy. So that means that you're on your own to really figure out how you're going to make money with your site. So the conclusion is that, yes, it's a common assumption, and it's really more of a myth that just being online is enough to enable your business to make money. A lot of new business owners think once they get their site up, everything is ready to go, and they're just going to start making money, right? But this strategy is like building a house with leftover materials. You can make it work, but in many cases, it's going to cost more in terms of time, frustration, and even money in the long run. So what that means is in the long run, you may end up spending even more money than if you had invested in a really good tool to begin with. So with limited functionality tools and few monetization strategies, you may spin your wheels. You may spend a lot of time trying to figure stuff out, trying to fix problems, being frustrated, and really at this point, when people are so frustrated, they have a tendency to want to throw in the towel. So this may be more trouble than it's worth, but it's definitely a solution. This is a strategy, right? Okay, so strategy number 2 is buying premium tools that you don't fully understand. And we see this happen a lot as well. So as a new entrepreneur, the big question you want to ask yourself is, are you willing to learn something new in order to reach your goals? And as a business owner, you're always going to be challenged with learning something new, solving new problems, solving new challenges, and really being able to pick the ball up and run with it. And so in this case, your budget allows for an all-in-one sales and marketing toolkit with all the bells and whistles, but you're too busy or you feel that you're not techie enough to learn how to use them. So you invest in the tools, but you're intimidated when it comes to using them. So from that perspective, you never optimize your site to earn money. So that means that you are kind of stuck in limbo. You're not really making money. You have a great looking site. You have the potential to earn money, but you're not really earning money at this point, right? Now, the pros to this is that you have tools that may be powerful and feature rich. You can unlock advanced functionality like membership sites and funnels and all the other things that you really want to do with your business. It's also a sign that you're investing in your business, and it gives you the tools that you can use to get monetized right away. Now, the cons of this strategy, of course, is that there is a steep learning curve a lot of times when you are using premium tools. So if you don't have guided training, that can be an issue. Many entrepreneurs buy features that they never use. So when you're, unrealized potential is the same as no potential, because the end result is nothing happens. You're not going to make money. You're not going to even learn what works and what doesn't work because you are not fully utilizing the tools that you have available to you. Now, this can also lead to tool fatigue and tech overwhelm. So you really, if you're buying these premium tools, you need a way to learn how to use them. You need to take the time to learn how to use them and use them so that you get the most bang for your buck, because you are using these tools for a limited period of time before you're going to have to pay again in many cases for these licenses. So if your license expires, you've never used the tool, you don't really know how to use it, then you are wasting money and you're not seeing a return on your investment. So the conclusion for this strategy is that this path often leads to frustration. Not that you don't have what you need, but the frustration is that you are not making money. So you're looking at your business, and a lot of times we have this idea that so just because we're in business, we're going to start making money. Again, it goes back to that myth that we talked about in the previous strategy. So if you're not making money, it leads to frustration because you started your business to make money, right? You've invested money, but you don't have a clear roadmap. You don't have any training. So you're stuck and you're not earning, you're not learning. And so you're really kind of at a real disadvantage. And so you want to make sure that you are, staying focused on the fact that you started your business for a reason, to earn money and reach your goals. The tools won't do you any good if they're unused, so there has to be a commitment from you as the business owner to use your tools and invest in training and implement. The other part of this is implementing what you have learned. Okay, so strategy number 3, this is our final strategy. Implementing a budget-friendly all-in-one sales and monetization toolkit. So investing in a toolkit that includes niche-specific themes, done-for-you themes, conversion-focused plugins, and easy integration with other business building tools is going to help you build a business, and it's going to help you to launch with a powerful punch coming out of the gate. You're going to be ready to go coming out of the gate. On launch day, you are going to be ready to start, putting your stuff out there, promoting it, and earning money. You'll have what you need to convert more visitors, generate more leads and customers. You'll see what's working, optimizing your site with reports, testing, testimonials, leads, great design, and layout capabilities. You'll have a site that fits your budget, including training and implementing what you have learned to reach your goals. This is our recommendation. When we work with clients, this is what we recommend, is that you invest in the tools, if at all possible, from the very beginning. You don't want to wait until your site takes off or till your business gets better, because with the wrong tools or with no tools, a lot of times you are really going to spend a lot of time trying to get your business off the ground. And in some cases, when you're not using the right tools, your business never gets off the ground. And so you want to invest in your business, invest in you, and invest in your future growth by using the right tools. We always talk about, having the right tools makes any job easier. And so if you have the right tools to launch and grow your business, then you are going to be way ahead of the game. Okay, so now what are the pros of using this strategy? You have conversion-focused themes and landing pages and sales pages and opt-in forms and all kinds of tools that are available to you that will help you grow your business. You have tools to build your email list, to create sales funnels, and digital products. You have step-by-step training and tutorials built right into your tools. You have one dashboard, one price, everything you need to launch and grow. Your reports are going to be designed to give you quality feedback that you can use to grow your business. And you're going to be able to earn from multiple income sources without painful upgrading, migration to a new platform, or resetting your business in any way. Now, why this works, why we feel that this is a really good strategy. So the thing of it is, you're not just installing plugins. You're not just installing WordPress and plugins. You're following a proven system that helps you build your business from day one. You're going to save money by avoiding the Frankenstein model of having a theme and plugins that are mismatched and just don't work together. The other thing is, when you have tools that are developed by a lot of different people, what ends up happening is, if something goes wrong, who are you going to call? Are you going to call the developer that made your theme? Are you going to call the developer that made plugin A or plugin B or plugin C? You just have a lot more going on if you run into problems when you have a bunch of mismatched themes. You have the opportunity to learn as you build with video tutorials and community support built right in. You have done-for-you templates for pages, posts, tutorials, and opt-ins without design or technical skills required. So now, this is the conclusion. If you're serious about starting your business and not a hobby, you have to switch your thinking from that of an employee to that of a business owner. And we kind of talked about that earlier. When you think about it, employees wait to be told what to do. Business owners invest in the right tools, they create systems, and they build assets that generate income. So this means choosing a platform and strategies that really helps you to get monetized as quickly as possible. And you want to have a system or tools that really help you to launch faster. You want to convert traffic into subscribers and buyers. And you also want to have the freedom and flexibility that you will need to have the lifestyle that you are looking for. So if this is what you want, if you're looking for something that's really going to work for you, click the button below to see 7 different ways to monetize your business using WordPress. Okay, so that's pretty much it for today. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day.